From terrifying findings of alien-like creatures buried in snow in Russia,
понятно, что дохлые будут.
to unsettling footage of a reptilian man casually strolling the woods,
Holy crap!
and even rare clips of wildlife encounters.
No way!
If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained,
Somebody help me understand that.
you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we delve into each mysterious capture. Volcanic eruptions are a terrifying force of nature, but for some, they hold a morbid fascination. This eruption of Mount Canlaon in the Philippines definitely fits the bill. We got two clips here, with the first showing the raw power of this eruption with a thermal map visualization. We see a massive plume of ash and smoke erupt in an instant, expanding rapidly for miles across the landscape. The second clip brings the eruption to life with real-life footage captured by local residents in Canlaon. The sheer height and ferocity of the ash cloud are on full display. Mount Canlaon spewed a colossal ash plume that stretched an impressive 3 miles into the sky. This eruption forced the evacuation of hundreds of residents living nearby. Dozens of flights were also canceled due to the massive ash cloud. You can only imagine how terrifying this must have been for the local population. Volcanic eruptions often trigger earthquakes and can blanket the sky in ash for days. Thankfully, there were no reported deaths in this event, and everyone was evacuated to safety. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. We've all seen adorable videos of animals crossing roads with their young in tow, but this next clip features some unexpected road trippers. Hold on a sec. Did you just see that? This incredible footage, captured by a hiker in Canada, shows a group of fish attempting to, well, cross the road. The camera pans across the empty road, but instead of cars or pedestrians, we see a line of 3 or 4 fish determinedly crawling their way across the pavement. Following each other in a determined line, they wiggle and squirm with all their might in their quest to reach the other side. The video ends with them heading towards a puddle created by recent rainfall on the roadside. It's certainly an odd sight. Fish aren't exactly built for navigating asphalt. This clip raises 2 big questions. First, how did these fish know there was water on the other side of the road? And second, how are they managing to move their bodies across the rough surface? Nature truly is full of surprises, and this fishy feat is a perfect example. Imagine living in a house for 5 years, and then, completely out of the blue, discovering a hidden basement. Talk about an unexpected surprise. This TikTok video from a homeowner captures the moment he uncovers a secret basement in his own house after 5 years of living there. The brief clip shows a rickety staircase leading down into the dark unknown. The uneven steps and dusty air hint at the basement's age and disuse. As the homeowner shines his flashlight down the stairs, we get a glimpse of the worn-out interior. There's not much to see, but the darkness definitely sparks the imagination. The video ends here, leaving us with more questions than answers. Would you dare to explore this hidden space? What secrets might it hold? The thought of someone potentially living down there without the homeowner's knowledge is certainly unsettling, even creepier. What if someone emerged from the shadows as he filmed? Let's be honest. After this discovery, most people would probably opt to keep the basement sealed and the mystery unsolved. You know you're in Florida when the morning commute involves an alligator and some territorial cranes.
Oh my god.
This hilarious clip, captured by a driver on their morning commute in Florida, shows a strange encounter on the road. A baby alligator is slowly crossing the street, followed by 3 large cranes. It appears as if the cranes are trying to usher the gator across the road, but their motives remain unclear. Even after the alligator reaches the other side, the cranes don't stop. They spread their wings, seemingly attempting to intimidate the smaller creature. Perhaps they were trying to protect their territory or simply exhibiting territorial behavior. Faced with this unexpected harassment, the little gator makes a dash for the water, with the cranes in hot pursuit. The video ends with the alligator successfully evading its pursuers. Who knew cranes could be such bullies, even targeting a creature as seemingly ferocious as an alligator? Cranes, you better hope Mama Gator doesn't hear about this. Even the bravest among us can get spooked by Mother Nature's raw power. This next clip is sure to give you chills thinking about nature. Believe it or not, this isn't a scene from a science fiction movie, but real footage captured by a tourist on a beach. The video opens with a seemingly ordinary beach scene, but the dark, fast-moving clouds hint at something ominous. Suddenly, a swirling vortex emerges from the menacing clouds, crashing down onto the ocean surface with a resounding boom. That's right, a tornado forming right before our eyes in just 3 seconds. This phenomenon, known as a waterspout, is a whirling column of air and water mist that forms over water. There are actually 2 types of waterspouts: fair weather waterspouts, which are less dangerous, and tornadic waterspouts, which are essentially tornadoes that form over water or move from land to water. The one in this video appears to be a tornadic waterspout, making it all the more awe-inspiring and nerve-wracking. Have you ever seen something so strange it makes you question reality? This next video is exactly that.
I'm scared!
This bizarre clip comes from a homeowner who heard a faint tapping noise on her front door. Assuming it was her child, she grabbed her phone to record, but what she captured is truly out of the ordinary. The video shows a strange, slug-like creature clinging to the glass door with a mysterious, string-like material. The creature's slimy exterior and undulating movements are certainly alien-looking. Its body has a vaguely snake-like quality, but it also resembles a slug. The most unusual detail is the string attaching it to the door, seemingly acting as an anchor. While the exact nature of this creature is unclear, some viewers have offered a more logical explanation. It's possible this is a spider or similar insect entangled in a web with a harmless snake or worm caught alongside it. Regardless of the explanation, this homeowner definitely got a shock. Let's just say, if I saw something like that on my front door, I'd be using the back door for a very long time. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Our minds are wired to create narratives. See a hand? We conjure up stories about its origin. But this video from Thailand will leave you genuinely spooked and guessing. This unsettling clip comes from a homeowner in Thailand who noticed something strange on his roof. The video shows a small gap between the roof and a wall. But what truly sends shivers down your spine is what appears from this opening. A hand. The hand itself is the stuff of nightmares. With 5 distinct human-like fingers and unnaturally sharp nails, it appears to be reaching out, grasping for something unseen. Its black, textured skin vaguely resembles a primate's hand, but I am certain no monkey I know sports such menacing claws. So, whose hand is it? The homeowner seeks answers in the comments below. Share your thoughts. What do you think this creepy appendage belongs to? Ghost and spirit sightings are often associated with desolate places like abandoned buildings and forests. But some believe graveyards are prime territory for paranormal encounters, as seen in this chilling video from Mexico.
No mames.
This footage captures a man's experience at a graveyard during a late-night shift change. As he walks by, he spots a young girl in the distance and, fearing for her safety, starts recording and enters the cemetery. The video shows the cameraman visibly shaken, his breathing heavy as he sees a girl dressed in white in the distance. He runs towards her, only to find the spot empty upon arrival. He searches further, his heart pounding, until the girl appears again, standing beside some graves. Driven by concern, he rushes towards her. But once again, she vanishes without a trace. It's as if she's playing a terrifying game of hide and seek in the dead of night. The video ends with the girl's final disappearance, leaving the cameraman visibly shaken, while some viewers might believe this encounter is paranormal. Others might offer more grounded explanations. It's important to note that the cameraman's fear and concern do seem genuine, adding to the overall eeriness of the video. Some folks subscribe to the theory that the world is secretly run by reptilian humanoids. While I wasn't exactly a believer, this video from California has me raising an eyebrow.
Holy crap! Holy...
The footage, captured at night in a remote California forest, shows a man venturing deep into the woods with only a flashlight to guide him. As he scans the darkness, the camera picks up a strange figure moving in the distance. The figure is tall and imposing, with a humanoid gait. What's truly unsettling is its apparent texture. The flashlight reveals a reptilian-like quality to its head, arms, and body, contrasting with its human-like shape. The figure casually walks through the woods until it seems to notice the camera. It freezes, locking eyes with the lens for a few seconds before disappearing back into the undergrowth. The video cuts out there, leaving us with more questions than answers. The grainy footage and limited visibility make definitive identification impossible. However, one thing's for sure, this encounter is unlike anything I've seen before. What do you think? A shadowy figure playing tricks on the camera? Or something more extraordinary? Abandoned buildings often spark the imagination, and tales of ghostly encounters are frequently associated with them. This next video, captured by a construction worker, adds to the eerie atmosphere.
السلام عليكم.
This spooky clip features a late-night shift for a construction worker. While working in a deserted building, he notices a strange sight. 2 heads peeking out from a doorway in the hallway. The camera work is shaky, but the figures appear to be 2 children. Alarmed, The construction worker calls out to them, but the figures remain motionless, simply staring back at the camera. The video captures the worker's growing apprehension as he cautiously approaches the doorway. Just as he gets close, the figures disappear back into the room. The worker quickly shines his light inside, expecting to find two children, but the room is completely empty. The video ends without any explanation for the strange occurrence. The video ends with this unsettling discovery. The two heads remain unexplained, their appearance an unsettling mystery. Perhaps they were a clever prank by unseen troublemakers, or maybe something more. This next video, I found deep in the bowels of Reddit, is going to terrify you. It'll make you think twice about grabbing a midnight drink from the kitchen. The clip was recorded by a homeowner who'd been experiencing mysterious disappearances from their kitchen for weeks. Living alone, they decided to set up a camera to catch the culprit. What they captured is sure to send shivers down your spine. The video shows a head peeking out from behind the kitchen door. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, with dead eyes that seem to pierce straight from hell. For a chilling 15 seconds, the head bobs up and down, seemingly examining the camera. It appears to notice the camera's presence, retreating cautiously after its inspection. The humanoid features are unsettling, but the vacant, lifeless eyes make this thing resemble a nightmarish zombie. Now, the homeowner faces a difficult decision. Allow this entity to continue pilfering their belongings, or sell their home and start fresh somewhere else. What do you think he should do? A few years ago, there was a heated debate about government control of weather through artificial cloud creation. Back then, there was no evidence to support this claim.
It's some kind of an artificial background, an artificial sky, yellow. Looks like wires, maybe? Yeah, that's trippy. That's trippy. Hold up, let me get another angle.
A resident, concerned about potential alien activity, started filming strange orb-like objects in the sky. The video shows two orbs, and then, abruptly, one of them bursts open, spewing white smoke. This smoke rapidly expands, transforming into a massive cloud right before our eyes. The cloud formation resembles ice growth in water. It starts by condensing nearby moisture before spreading outward. The resulting cloud appears incredibly realistic, with a believable white and slightly dark color scheme, and a natural shape. Videos like this push the boundaries of what we consider technologically possible. It's getting harder to distinguish between reality and illusion these days. Nature is full of predator and prey relationships, but sometimes the prey fights back. This next video shows a remarkable reversal of roles.
No way!
Be like, I'm being late, there's a bunny fighting a snake.
A driver in Somerville, South Carolina captured an incredible scene on video. Traffic comes to a halt as a fierce battle unfolds on the road. The unlikely combatants, a snake and a rabbit. But instead of the snake becoming the victor, it seems the tables have turned. The video shows the rabbit viciously biting the snake, which desperately tries to escape the rabbit's powerful jaws. The snake writhes and slithers, attempting to slither off the road into the grass. But the determined rabbit refuses to let go, ensuring the snake gets a taste of its own medicine. The fight continues until the snake finally manages to escape into the roadside grass, where the video ends. The rabbit's tenacity is truly impressive, refusing to back down until its foe retreats. It seems this bunny has had enough of snake bullying and decided the time for revenge had come. When it comes to temperatures in Russia, even aliens might struggle with the brutal Russian weather, as this video suggests.
Два назад хули, ёбаный рот. Собака хули унюхалась. И все, мы хули думаем, что за нахуй лежит? Смотри, бывший. Да я хуй знает, погоди.
Two hikers in Russia stumbled upon a strange small creature buried in the snow. The video shows them finding a bizarre figure frozen in the snow. The creature has an alien-like head, 2 arms, 1 missing, a single leg, and a torso resembling a human's. While its body appears somewhat human, the head and eyes are distinctly alien. The creature appears frozen to death, but the missing limb adds another layer of mystery to its demise. It's possible the extreme cold caused the dismemberment, but the cause of death remains unclear. Regardless, the discovery of this seemingly alien being is undeniably strange. It seems even extraterrestrials might not be immune to the harshness of a Russian winter. After all, surviving those temperatures is a feat even for us humans. Do you know the saying that kids can see things adults can't? Well, there's a video that might just prove it. In this video, a family was out in the woods on a trip, and their child spotted something in the distance. When the camera turned towards where the child was pointing, there was indeed a strange white figure among the trees. This figure wasn't moving, and seemed to be quietly observing the family, and it gave off an eerie vibe. This mysterious creature looks a bit like a mummy, because it's covered in what appears to be long strips of weight fabric, similar to how ancient mummies were wrapped. What do you think about this unusual creature? This video takes place in New Mexico, and it might make you a bit nervous about taking a nighttime drive on a country road. The footage was captured with a dash camera, showing the view of the road. As the vehicle continues on its way, something catches our attention on the roadside. At first, it seems like it might be just a white bag or something similar lying there. But as the vehicle gets closer, we can make out the head of this eerie creature. It's quite ghostly and appears to have a humanoid head hunched over on the side of the road. Its texture and color are white. What's really strange is that this creature doesn't seem to have any legs or a normal body. It's more like a lower snake-like part. Whatever it is, encountering something like this on a nighttime drive is definitely something most people would want to avoid. Have you ever had that eerie feeling that someone's watching you? Well, sometimes that feeling might be spot on. In this video, 2 friends were traveling from California to Arizona when they came across something really odd. While they were in a mountainous area, one of the friends noticed something lurking in the bushes on the mountain. They started recording, and in the footage, you can see a dark black creature in the distance, seemingly keeping an eye on them. This creature appears to have a humanoid head and resembles an ape or gorilla. However, it's puzzling because there were no nearby forests, and apes and gorillas typically live in forests. The friends claimed it might be a Bigfoot, but it's tough to say for sure due to the limited evidence. Trail cameras are pretty cool because they show us some amazing bits of nature we might not get to see in person. In this video, which was taken with a trail camera, we're looking at a snowy trail. However, there's something strange. As the video begins, a really tall stick-like figure starts moving in the distance. This figure is gigantic and has 2 long stick legs, and it doesn't seem to have a normal body. It's more like those stickman characters you might have seen. This stickman-like figure casually crosses the road, going about its day as if it's just a regular workday. It's a really strange sight, and I haven't even seen anything like this in movies. This video comes all the way from Russia, and it claims to show a real sighting of the legendary Yeti. In the video, we're in a snowy place, and then, out from behind a tree, a massive creature appears. When you see it, you'll notice just how big this creature is, especially when you compare it to the nearby trees. It's covered in white fur, which might make you think of a polar bear at first, but its sheer size is pretty startling and unusual. What's even more strange is that when this creature takes a few steps, you can see its entire body, and it's standing on two hind legs. Polar bears typically can't do that. So if it's not a polar bear, could it be the legendary Yeti? Or perhaps something even more mysterious and cryptic than that? A group of construction workers, busy with their pipe-laying job, started hearing unusual sounds coming from one of the sewer holes. They got curious and decided to investigate. In the video, you can hear the workers discussing the strange noises coming from the sewer. As they work, one of the workers, recording the scene, moves closer to the sewer hole to get a better look. Suddenly, a weird and creepy head pops out for just a moment before disappearing. This really spooks the workers, and they quickly step back, looking quite startled. Upon closer examination, that mysterious head appeared to be that of a lady ghost. It had a dark complexion and some very odd, alien-like eyes. After this eerie encounter, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these construction workers thought about quitting their jobs the next day. I think horses are some of the most loyal and powerful animals around, but there are things that can even frighten these strong-willed creatures. This video is from a horse stable, showing us the view of the stable with horses in it. Out of the blue, one of the horses gets spooked, as if it sensed some kind of danger nearby. All the other horses in the stable also become uneasy and anxious, like something has entered their space and is causing them fear. After a while, we get to see what's causing all this commotion. It turns out to be a strange, unknown creature. This peculiar entity comes into contact with one of the horses and seems to be doing something to it. The horse, after this encounter, is really scared and calls out for help. What do you think this odd-looking creature could be? Could it be a ghost? This video comes from a hiker who was out exploring the beauty of nature but stumbled upon something quite remarkable. In the video, we're looking at a scene with bushes, and there's someone standing behind those bushes. This figure or creature appears to be covered in black fur. At first, it seems like it might be a bear or a gorilla lurking behind the bushes. However, things take a surprising turn when this figure suddenly stands up, revealing that it's actually a humanoid figure. This unexpected sight spooked the hiker, who wisely decided to make a quick retreat to safety, just in case this strange being decided to follow. Many viewers of this video suggest that it could be the legendary Bigfoot, but the bushes concealing it make it a bit harder to say for certain. Regardless of what it might be, this creature's behavior did give off a somewhat eerie vibe. It's always a good idea to stay away from things you don't understand, or things that might be more powerful than you. This video takes place in Canada, and shows a snowy forest area. The person behind the camera seems quite alarmed, possibly because something is chasing them or making them nervous. The camera person zooms in on the woods in the distance, trying to capture whatever it is that's bothering them. Then, they spot a dark humanoid figure walking in the woods. Realizing this, the camera person decides to run away in a hurry. This figure, based on its towering height and the way it walks like a human, seems to resemble the legendary Bigfoot. The hiker also mentioned that they had seen this thing stalking them before, which explains why they were so frightened and uneasy before recording the video. This video was taken in Wessex back in 2007 using a traffic camera. In the video, we're looking at a Wessex highway with cars traveling as usual. Out of the blue, something very strange and fast across the highway. It crosses the road incredibly quickly, even leaping over the highway fence effortlessly. In terms of its appearance, this creature was quite eerie. It had a naked body and a hunched back, making it look somewhat like the mythical creature known as the Rake. Also, its body shape was oddly reminiscent of the Azawak dog breed, but it had a human-like head. The way it moved and its appearance gave it a posture and looked like a dog or a wolf, which has led some to wonder if it might be a werewolf. You've probably seen many videos of mysterious creatures caught on camera, but have you ever witnessed a strange creature sighting on live TV? In this video, it's during an interview on a popular TV channel where a lady is talking about a rally track. While she's giving the interview, something peculiar is happening in the background. There's a ghostly figure floating near the lady's head, and this figure doesn't have a clear, definite shape. It's slowly changing into an irregular form. At first glance, it might seem like a ghostly figure, but there's also a reasonable explanation. It could simply be the lady's hair, and it appears that way due to the quality of the camera. However, no matter what it is, it's undeniably a strange and unexpected sight. This family was enjoying their summer vacation on their farmhouse when they came across something truly unusual. In the video recorded by family, we're looking at a field, and in the distance, there's a dark furred humanoid figure strolling along. You can hear the family's voices filled with confusion and amazement as they try to figure out what this creature might be.
You did.
What on earth?
That's not a deer.
You did. That can't be that's not a cow. It's walking on 2 feet.
This creature doesn't quite match anything they're familiar with. While it might look a bit like a bear, gorilla, or ape, the way it walks and carries itself doesn't resemble any of those animals. The person who uploaded the video, one of the family members, firmly believed that this was an actual sighting of Bigfoot, mainly because of its tall and human-like appearance. What do you think about this mighty creature? Hearing strange and eerie noises in the pitch-black darkness can be quite frightening, and that's exactly what these kids experienced. In the video, there's a brother and sister recording something in the darkness when suddenly a really scary and weird noise, like rumbling and screaming, breaks out.
Wait, I see something. It's coming towards. What's that white thing? Look at my iPad.
The sister thinks it might sound like an animal in distress or calling for help. The brother, on the other hand, notices something moving in the distance and mentions that he sees something coming toward them.
Wait, I see something. It's coming towards.
It's indeed a strange and unsettling encounter. Many questions arise, such as why these kids are out there in the pitch darkness late at night, and where their parents might be. This video is like something out of a scary nightmare for many of us. It was recorded at a pipeline station, where the camera person was inspecting the pipeline with a flashlight. While they were busy inspecting, something suddenly emerged from behind the pipeline structure and started running. This creature was hunched over and entirely naked, without any fur on its body. It moved in a really eerie way, with its 2 hands almost touching the ground as it ran. This creature resembled a cryptid monster that might have been lurking around behind these pipelines for some time. Some viewers who watched this video suggested it might be a ghoul. but it didn't quite match the typical appearance of a ghoul, especially because of its strong hunched back. This was indeed a very strange and unsettling encounter. Parents often install nanny cams to keep an eye on their children and ensure their safety. However, in this video, something very eerie and bizarre was captured. The nanny cam recorded this video at 3 in the morning, showing a view of a hallway. In the video, we can hear scratching and banging noises, which are really unsettling. Then, a strange figure's outline appears in the darkness in front. What follows are truly scary sounds, like heavy, anxious breathing and sniffing, as if some possessed animal is breathing nervously. After these strange noises, there's a loud bang, and the room door suddenly opens. As the door opens, the figure goes inside the room, and that's where the video ends. I can only imagine the fear and concern the parents must have felt after seeing this unknown creature wandering around near their children's room like that. If you're not a fan of jump scares or being startled, I should give you a heads up that there's a bit of a jump scare in this dashcam video. In the video, we're looking at the view from a car's dashcam as it's speeding down the road. The car is going really fast and picking up even more speed. Despite this high speed, the driver seems to have good control over the car. But out of the blue, a figure suddenly appears right in front of the car, and there's no time for the driver to brake, so the car goes right through this figure. The strange thing is that this ghostly looking figure seems to come out of nowhere, and when the car goes through it, there's no sound or impact. After that, the camera goes kind of dark. This ghostly figure had a human-like shape, was wearing a black shirt, had no face, and its whole body looked like a witch. Whether it was a ghost or a person, it's always a good idea to drive slowly and safely. If you've never been a believer in the existence of aliens and UFOs, watching this video might change your mind. This video shows 3 peculiar lights up in the sky. What's really odd about these lights is that they form a perfect triangle and move swiftly around. Additionally, the lights seem to flicker, going from dim to shining brightly, giving the impression of some kind of aircraft. The person who posted this video, along with many others, believes that this is a sighting of a UFO. However, there's another logical explanation. It's possible that these are 3 drones, controlled by a computer, and their formation is programmed to be that way. Regardless of what it might be, it's certainly got the attention of the locals. This video might seem a bit puzzling, and it could be a camera glitch or the result of 2 videos overlapping. In the video, we see a bedroom door that is open. After a while, a figure resembling a child enters through the door. This figure moves around a bit, and then exits the room. After some time, the same childlike figure enters the room again and seems to play around. From a paranormal perspective, it could look like a child ghost. But if we take a logical view, it might be due to the overlap of 2 videos, one showing an empty room and the other with the child playing. What do you think it could be? If you're a hiker on your own, it's a good idea to heed this advice. Avoid venturing deep into the woods like the person in this video. In the video, we see the hiker walking and enjoying the peaceful surroundings near a waterfall. While recording the beautiful scenery, the hiker pans the camera in a different direction and notices a person standing there, just staring at the hiker. The hiker spots this human-like figure and talks about it in their own language.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, sino ka po?
This figure continues to stare at the hiker for a few moments, before eventually deciding to walk away. The figure's calm and stalking behavior was quite unsettling and gives off an eerie vibe. If I were in the hiker's place, I would have quickly made my exit the moment I saw this creepy figure following me. This video was recorded by some tourists who went to the woods to get a nice experience of nature and wildlife. However, this man with his camera saw something intriguing there and decided to record it on his camera. At first, nothing weird happened, but after a second, a creature got up from the ground and walked forward. The creature had been sitting on the ground all that time. Therefore, it couldn't be seen on the camera. It then squatted on the ground again. It looked like it was looking for something. The brief moment the creature was a little clearer on the screen, we could see it looked like a huge gorilla, but the way it walked was closer to how a human walks. The video was later given to the authorities, and they checked the whole area for the being, but found nothing. There is always a chance that it was just a gorilla with an extraordinary walk, but it could be Bigfoot too. You never know. This video was recorded in California a couple of years back when a man was driving home and witnessed something out of the ordinary. While the weather looked quite foggy and the view from the car was blurry, one thing that caught the man's attention was a slightly dark figure that appeared in front of the car and then disappeared to one side of the road in a second. Even though it started and ended in mere seconds, the sight was enough to scare the man to his core. He uploaded the video on the internet, where many people were quick to claim that it was a skinwalker right there. However, some people thought it was just his mind playing tricks, or maybe the thick fog that made him think it was a figure, while in reality, there was nothing there. Recorded in a junkyard, this clip captured something that shocked the entire internet when it was uploaded. The man was recording his junkyard, showing different cars in the video, and everything seemed quite normal at first. However, as he moved forward towards another car, a nearby black car started moving on its own. It freaked the man out a bit too, and he moved towards it to see if anyone was inside the car. But as he got closer, he saw that there was nothing inside except spare parts and tires. So how was it moving then? The mystery didn't end here. After a few minutes, the car started moving on its own, freaking the man out a little more. However, he still went to check if anyone was inside this time and found nothing. Not just this, the red cross drawn on the car makes the whole thing even more mysterious. Some people on the internet were sure that it was his son or a little kid pushing the car from behind. However, the man kept claiming that the car moved on its own. This video was recorded by a biker who was riding along on his bike. According to him, he rode through the woods often and had never seen anything weird before. But then one day, he was just going his way when he spotted something strange on the path. He stopped the bike, and that's when we saw a huge creature getting up off the ground and running to hide behind the tall trees and bushes. The few seconds the creature appeared on camera showed us that it had black-colored fur covering its whole body, like what a gorilla or maybe a Bigfoot would have. Because the way it was running away was not how a gorilla would run. Its walk and posture were more like a human. However, it can always be a human because we could only see the creature for a brief moment. Dolls have always been associated with mystery and horror, but not many have believed in these kinds of superstitions. However, there are times when dolls are captured on camera being spooky. Take this clip for instance. It shows a man with a creepy clown doll. He has already set up a camera and places the doll right in front of it on the sofa. The man then proceeds to arrange the doll's posture and everything. He puts the doll's hat on it and then leaves the room. A minute passes without anything happening. But then we see the doll, which was facing downwards, now moving and lifting its head up, staring into the camera for a while, before going back to its initial position. Even though this was all the doll did, it was spooky enough for the man when he saw the recording later. Recorded in 2008, this clip had everyone in shock back then, wondering if it was real or not. The clip shows a weird-shaped object flying in the sky. It had lights around it, and it was flying so close to the ground that even the residents of the area could see it easily. The object flew over the area for a few minutes before disappearing in the sky somewhere. The clip was all over the news with questions asked from the authorities about it. Was it some secret military jet? There were hundreds of questions on every mouth. However, the authorities failed to answer any and just claimed that they have nothing but the video only to say anything more about the strange object. Where trail cameras are set to capture the wildlife in its natural habitat and get a close view of nature, there are times trail cameras capture things that have the ability to shock anyone who sees it. This trail camera captured one such thing in this clip, late at night, where there was no animal in sight. A weird figure appeared from the left side and moved towards the right before disappearing out of sight. The figure looked more like a whitish shadow just floating around. The video was uploaded on the internet and gained mixed reactions from the viewers. To some, it was just something in the dust or maybe an insect. However, to others, it was a ghost wandering in the forest at night. The mystery, however, still remains with no logical explanation ever given. A YouTuber named Tim was out with his friends on a hunting trip when they stumbled upon something unusual. At first, the video appears quite normal, with deer grazing around and everything. However, as the man focuses on the sky trying to record the whole scene, he sees a weird object flying there. At first, he thought it was a balloon, but the speed with which the object was moving and in one specific direction, it was almost impossible for a balloon to do that. But then what was it? Was it a mysterious military drone, or was it some otherworldly thing? With just a video as evidence, nothing could be said. However, the video caused a lot of controversy on the internet for sure. A short video with just one thing in focus, a creepy goat standing on its back legs, staring into the void. The goat looked like it was a young one and had huge black eyes, which did not look like the eyes of a normal goat. The whole time the man was recording it, the animal did not move at all and kept in the exact same position. According to the man, he had never seen this goat near his house before. It came by just one night and was never seen again after that. The man said he was freaked out at first, but seeing it was just a goat, he went near it and recorded it. The animal never harmed anyone or made any noise. It just disappeared without anyone knowing, making the whole situation even more mysterious. Gone are the days when we used to think that bats only come out at night and sleep during the days, because this bat just totally did not follow the norm. As these guys were camping in the middle of the woods, they thought it would be nice to have a jam session right there. However, things quickly took a Disney turn when a bat came flying and tried cuddling with the man playing the guitar. Freaked out, he hurriedly pushed it away, making the bat eventually go back to where it came from. On a serious note, this is what happens when you mess with the natural habitat of animals. Not used to humans, the bat must have been freaked out due to all the noise, as they are pretty sensitive to sounds, and this is why all this happened. Some researchers had set up cameras all over an area where they were trying to study buffaloes and their behavior. However, what they did not know was that they were about to witness something they had never even thought of. A few seconds into the clip, we see a group of scary creatures wandering behind the buffaloes. As soon as the figures were about to become clear on the camera, the video ended abruptly. Through the little part of the clip where we can see the creatures, it shows us that the creatures were huge and had bodies covered with dark fur-like skin. Though questions arose when the video ended abruptly, there was no reason for it to end like that. Is it that the authorities are actually trying to keep something hidden from us? Or was it all just a mere coincidence? The mystery remains unsolved. This shocking video was recorded on a Ring camera. As the video starts, we can hear the dog barking at something. However, nothing can be seen anywhere. It isn't until the camera zooms into the scene that we see a ghostly figure appearing from one side and disappearing towards the other. The dog kept barking until the ghost completely disappeared. Was it really a ghost, or was it just some defect with the camera? These kinds of questions arise when the video was uploaded on YouTube by the camera owner. There were a lot of people who actually believed the video was legit, and that it was a ghost that the camera captured. To be honest, it did not look like a clip someone had tampered with, so there is a big chance that it is actually real. When a man was out with his friends in the forest and heard some creepy noises nearby. Intrigued, he went to check on what it was and then ended up recording this clip. Even though a little blurry and low in quality, we can clearly see a spooky creature jumping around in the forest. The actions look like what a monkey would do. However, the size said something else. Many people believed it to be strong evidence of Bigfoot's existence. However, others disregarded it, saying that it is just a gorilla slightly larger than others. Honestly, if you look closer, it does look like a gorilla because of the way it is hopping around. But Bigfoots are quite close to gorillas, so we can never be sure. While the world was busy with Zoom meetings during the pandemic in 2020, there are things that happened in online meetings that were enough to make anyone scared. Take this clip, for instance. A girl was on a Zoom meeting with her friends when she kept feeling something odd about the Pinocchio doll she had set up on a shelf behind her. She kept looking back at the doll again and again, sensing some bad energy from it. And after a few seconds, she looked back again, and the doll fell from the shelf, hitting her face, shocking her. Even her friends who were in the meeting with her could not believe what had just happened. When the video was uploaded on Facebook, everyone was not just concerned but scared too. Everyone has dolls in their homes, and considering these videos, you might never know when they will start acting this creepy. Some people have a strong belief in real-life superheroes with extraordinary abilities like those seen in movies. In a mysterious video captured by a traffic camera, such a perplexing scene unfolds. Initially, the road appears completely empty, and then suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, a woman mysteriously appears. She's carrying heavy bags, and her manner of walking suggests she's older. So it's puzzling how she could have moved so quickly that even the camera didn't capture her arrival. Some individuals think that there might have been a malfunction with the camera, causing it to momentarily stop and then resume when the lady was already at that point. This explanation could be plausible, especially if there's no visible timestamp in the video. However, if it isn't a technical glitch, it would indeed be fascinating to consider the possibility of humans having teleportation power. This video is really unsettling and looks like something straight out of a nightmare. It was posted on a paranormal encounter subreddit by a user who claims to have recorded a real encounter with a demon. The video begins with the camera focused on a house window in front of the person recording. In the window, we can see two glowing eyes staring directly back at the camera, from a distance. This creature, or demon, had an unholy gaze and remains completely still. As the camera zooms in, we notice more eerie details, such as the creature being entirely pitch black, even though there is light around it. It reflects no light whatsoever. Additionally, as the video zooms closer, we can see horns on the demon's head. After a while, the creature moves away. Suddenly, as it goes out of sight, there's a loud and rapid banging on the door, and the video ends. What happened after that door banging is still unknown and adds to the mystery. Skinwalkers are known for their ability to take on the disguise of different animals. But have you ever seen one in its true form? This video is captured by a security camera, and right from the start we can see a figure emerging from behind a door. This creature is absolutely terrifying and has human-like features. Its body is completely naked, and it has long, slender arms, just like a skinwalker. What makes this video even creepier is the sinister expression on the skinwalker's face as it lurks and hides, seemingly waiting for someone to approach. It's hard to say what its intentions are, but one thing is for sure, they can't be good. From unsettling encounters with cryptids on the trails to the heart-stopping sight of a mothman staring back at you, and even footage of a massive tree-moving monster, if you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we explore each mysterious capture. Most Bigfoot sightings on the internet feature low-resolution footage taken from a significant distance, making it challenging to assess their credibility. However, this video is a rare exception, shot in high definition. It unfolds in the area of Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada, offering a glimpse of a snow-covered forest recorded by a hiker. The hiker is aiming the camera toward an enormous, hairy figure lurking in the distance. This creature appears to be massive and towers over the nearby trees. Its thick fur adds to the imposing image, and it gives off the impression that it might be stalking the hiker. Even in the absence of any aggressive behavior, the sheer presence of this formidable beast is quite terrifying. The question remains, was this creature the legendary Bigfoot, or could it be something even more sinister? People have talked about goblins for a long time, often in stories and legends. After watching this video, some might start thinking that goblins could actually exist. The video was recorded by a biker wearing a GoPro camera on their helmet, giving us a special view. In the video, we follow the biker as they ride along a trail, their motorcycle making a loud noise. Out of nowhere, a small, naked, human-like figure appears in the distance. This creature notices the approaching biker and tries to hide in the nearby bushes. The biker, curious about this strange sight, stops the motorcycle and tries to see where this mysterious creature has gone. This little creature, with its small size, exposed skin, and odd look, does resemble what some people might call a goblin. But the big question is, why was this goblin-like creature in that place? Was it searching for hidden treasures, or did it have some other unsettling reason for being there? This video takes us to the Mojave Desert, where an oil field worker captured something unusual while on the job. While working at the site, the worker noticed movement in the distance that drew their attention. They quickly started recording, and managed to capture a truly scary sight. In the video, we see a tall, humanoid figure slowly walking along a trail. The creature's gait is peculiar, and it appears to be hunched over. Its long, elongated hands are reminiscent of a Bigfoot. After a brief stroll, the mysterious being disappears behind a bush. Some viewers have speculated that it could be a skinwalker, but based on the creature's appearance, it seems more likely that it was a local forest-dwelling Bigfoot. Whatever it was, it undeniably presented a strange and mysterious sight. This video is like something from a nightmare. It was recorded by a security camera and shows a view of a house driveway. Right at the beginning of the video, a humanoid creature that walks on all fours comes into view as it approaches the house. As this creature gets closer to the camera, its appearance becomes clear. It is completely naked with a human-like body. At first glance, you might think it's just a person acting strangely. But the way this creature moves on all fours, hunched over, is incredibly unusual. It displays remarkable agility as it moves all around the house, coming into the view of multiple cameras. The motives of this eerie cryptid remain unknown, but I'm quite certain that they were far from friendly. Two friends were out for a night ride on their snowmobile in the Canadian wilderness, and they ended up having an unforgettable experience. This video, likely recorded with a GoPro or a mobile phone, shows their snowmobile traveling through the snowy forest. The light from their vehicle illuminates their path, and they have their loyal dog with them. They're having a good time, riding through the snow, when suddenly, their dog starts barking and acting anxious.
What are you barking at?
The friends are puzzled at first, trying to figure out what's bothering their dog. Then, out of the darkness, something truly eerie becomes visible. A tall, humanoid figure standing there. The friends quickly realize what their dog sensed, and they hit the gas, speeding away from this strange and scary encounter. This humanoid figure appeared to be skinny and exceptionally tall, just standing there, possibly waiting for who knows what. It was a truly chilling experience. Imagine, you wake up one day, step out onto your balcony, and direct your gaze towards the sky, only to be greeted by an unusual square-shaped object hovering up there. In this video, captured by a resident from their apartment balcony, we're treated to a sky view that showcases this square flying object. This peculiar object stands out as it lacks the conventional features we associate with known aircraft. Adding to its mystique, the object seems to remain perfectly still without any discernible movement. For those observing this video, the notion that this could be an unidentified flying object comes to mind. However, the absence of movement raises questions about its true nature. Some might speculate that it's a weather forecasting device undergoing testing, but without concrete evidence, the mystery remains unsolved. This footage was captured by a home security camera in New Mexico, and it showcases the appearance of an unidentified humanoid creature. The creature was reportedly moving in a southern direction. In the security camera recording, we witness a humanoid figure sprinting across the driveway in a fraction of a second. This creature's physical characteristics and posture are undeniably strange. It possesses a hunched back, very thin legs, and appears completely naked. The head of this creature even resembles that of an alien. However, the video quality is somewhat blurry when zoomed in, preventing us from making a definitive identification. Regardless, the presence of such a creature in one's driveway would undoubtedly be an unsettling experience. This video, originating from Russia, showcases the sheer force of nature in action. Recorded by a mountain climber, the footage captures a distant mountain peak adorned with trees. What's particularly intriguing is that one of the trees starts moving in an unusual and unsettling manner, as if someone with immense strength is holding and swaying it on the peak. This peculiar straight-line movement suggests a powerful force at play, possibly a colossal, unidentified forest creature. While one plausible explanation could be a feller buncher, a heavy machinery used for cutting trees, the tree's eerie motion remains quite mysterious. Trail cameras are fantastic for capturing the unseen mysteries of the woods, but sometimes they reveal things we weren't meant to witness. In this nighttime trail camera footage, a group of deer stands attentively, clearly spooked by something lurking in the dark ahead. Suddenly, a shadowy figure emerges, its body reflecting the light from the trail camera. The deer remain on high alert, fixated on this mysterious presence. Just as swiftly as it appears, the shadowy creature vanishes into the darkness once more. This encounter was undeniably unsettling for these unsuspecting deer, and one can only hope they remained safe from this enigmatic entity. Have you ever heard of the creature known as Mothman? Mothman sightings were reported in the Point Pleasant area from 1966 to 1968, and newspapers were filled with accounts of these appearances. Mothman is a creature with a combination of humanoid and moth-like features, and its appearance can be quite scary and unsettling. But if you think you're safe now because the last sighting was in the 1960s, you might be mistaken. This video comes from Iran, where a villager investigates strange noises emanating from a nearby mountain. As he approaches with a flashlight, he spots a truly eerie figure resembling Mothman perched on the peak ahead. The creature has a red head and is enveloped in wings, and the reflection of its eyes in the flashlight's beam is particularly chilling. This video adds yet another mysterious creature to the list of things that give me the creeps. I don't understand why explorers often choose to explore the scariest and most dangerous places, and sometimes they do it at night. This video is from an abandoned property that an explorer decided to investigate. In this particular video, the explorer is exploring a cabin deep within the woods. As they venture inside, they suddenly hear a truly unsettling scream that seems to come straight out of a demon's nightmares. This blood-curdling scream startles the explorer, causing them to step back. After mustering up some courage, the explorer decides to record inside the cabin, and we catch a glimpse of the demon-like creature. It appears to be a small humanoid creature with naked skin, and it gives off a hostile and protective vibe, guarding its territory and warning the explorer to stay away. We should be grateful that the explorer heeded the demon's warning and didn't venture inside, as who knows what might have happened if they did. One of my biggest fears is strange occurrences in the sky, and this video is like a scene from a nightmare. Recorded in California, the video captures a bizarre, eerie noise emanating from the night sky.
What could be the cause of that?
The sound is deep, with an eerie echo, and it includes loud rumbling. Some viewers have suggested that it might be caused by heavy construction machinery, which could be a reasonable explanation. However, the sound seems to spread oddly in the open sky, making it challenging to pinpoint the source. Additionally, there are no visible structures in the video that could reflect the sound and create such noises. This noise was truly strange, and if it's a rare natural phenomenon, I hope someone can shed light on it by leaving a comment below so we can all learn more about it. Imagine you're in your apartment, fast asleep, and suddenly you hear strange noises coming from the roof. You decide to step outside to investigate, and to your surprise, you spot a creepy creature perched up there, staring right at you. In a video, we can see the creature on the roof of an apartment building. It's quite large, but it's hard to make out its appearance due to the darkness. This creature is fixedly gazing at the person recording the video. What's truly eerie about these encounters is that we have no idea what these creatures want or what their intentions might be. Hopefully, this creature was just curious about the weather up there and returned to wherever it came from. It's not a good idea to venture into the dark with just a flashlight when you hear strange noises. In a video, a couple heard something outside their house and decided to record as they checked out the source of the noise. The wife walked around and inspected the property while the husband joined her. While she was checking around, she shone her flashlight on the storage room door, and there, a face appeared. This face didn't look human, it resembled a cryptid. Surprisingly, the wife didn't notice it while taking this video. Only once she checked the recording again did she spot that strange thing. It was quite scary to think that this cryptid was lurking in the darkness, and the couple still hadn't seen it. A series of video clips posted by a TikTok user suggests that their family might have been stalked by a cryptid creature. In these videos, two kids are seen playing in their backyard, close to the woods. Their mother is recording their playtime, but she begins to feel uneasy, sensing that someone or something is watching them. She directs her camera towards the woods and spots a strange figure lurking behind a tree. If that weren't eerie enough, the same figure is seen again the following day, now standing right behind their shed and still observing the kids. Upon closer examination, the figure appears to be faceless, resembling the unsettling Slenderman. It's hard to imagine the anxiety and fear that the parents must have felt, knowing that this cryptid creature was lurking nearby, potentially posing a threat to their children. This drone footage was captured by a person named Kristen in 2023 in Norway, and he claims to have recorded a sighting of an unidentified flying object. In the video, we can enjoy the beautiful cityscape view, but suddenly, an object with bright lights zips past the drone camera's frame. The speed at which this object accelerates is astonishing, and its lights seem to turn off simultaneously. Based on the arrangement of the lights, it appears to be in the shape of a dish. Some viewers might argue that this could be one of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, but such satellites cannot move as swiftly or fly at such low altitudes. Similarly, it doesn't resemble a conventional plane, as planes require more distance to accelerate. So, if it wasn't a satellite or a plane, the question remains. This video was captured by a home security camera during the nighttime. In the footage, we get a view of the area outside the main door of the house. Suddenly, a smoky figure materializes from the left side of the frame, moves to the right, and then disappears into thin air. This was a rather peculiar sight, and towards the end of the video, we see it again, albeit fainter this time. It's challenging to definitively classify this as a spirit or a ghost, as it could also be interpreted as smoke from a nearby campfire due to its smoky appearance. However, the homeowner firmly denies this possibility, stating that it was night and there was no one in their neighborhood lighting a campfire at such an hour. According to the homeowner, this was indeed a sighting of a spirit. Encounters with unexplained creatures can indeed be quite unsettling, and this was the case for these individuals who came across a peculiar sea creature washed up on the beach. Right from the beginning, the creature appeared to have a face resembling that of a bulldog, but possessed a rather skinny humanoid body. Its hands featured large claws, and its feet were equally strange in appearance. What truly sent shivers down their spines were its teeth, sharp and predatory, suggesting that this creature might have been a hunter. The creature was also a pale white color, and its legs appeared to be separated from its body, even though they were found washed up alongside it. What truly left me pondering is the enigma of what kind of strange creature could have caused such an unusual fate to this unknown being. This video was captured by a home security camera that's well protected behind steel bars to prevent theft. In the video, which was taken at night, we can see a mysterious figure in the foreground. This figure appears humanoid, but is entirely covered in white. What makes this cryptid particularly unsettling is the way it moves. It seems to be bent backward, crawling on both hands and legs. While it could possibly be a person in a white suit, the peculiar and challenging way this creature crawls makes it seem very strange. Just picture going outside at night and encountering a creature moving like that in your front yard. Coming across a strange creature is unsettling, but being stalked by one takes the fear to a whole new level because you don't even know what they want and what their intentions are. In this particular video, a dog can be seen barking in the distance at some bushes. As the dog barks, a creature's head peeks out from the bushes. This creature seems to be watching the house, and now that the dog has noticed it, the creature is staring back at the dog. The video quality isn't very good, so we can't make out the creature's appearance clearly, but from a distance it looks dark, and its head seems to have a human-like shape. Dogs have sharp senses and often detect trouble before it's visible, so this stalking creature might pose a threat or something even more ominous. The video starts off with a man who had his camera zoomed in on something. He was watching something from his window and found it unusual. Therefore, he tried capturing the thing on the camera. The short video might be blurry and of low quality, but one thing is quite clear in it, that there is a scary creature standing there in the wild. We cannot make out what the creature was, but one thing is for sure, the man was shocked to his core. Maybe it was a creepy stalker, or maybe it was something else. According to the man, he was too scared to record any further, and left the house the first thing the next morning too. And thus, the mystery remains. Apparently, someone was randomly flying their drone in the neighborhood, trying to capture the pretty scene around it. However, what they came across was something they were not expecting at all. Recorded in a park in the USA, this video captured a weird creature wandering around. At first, it looked like just a man, but when the camera zoomed in a bit, it became clear that it was not a human being. With a skin covered with hair and a physique like that, the creature was just something else. When the clip was uploaded on the internet, people were quick to claim that it was Bigfoot. By the looks of it, the creature does look exactly like what a Bigfoot would. So does that mean that the famous Bigfoots are real and lurking around us without us knowing? Where it can be true, there is always a chance that it was a man with a costume on or something. The video starts off with a man recording some creature hiding in the bushes, while his dog is nearby, barking at the creature. For a few seconds, the creature kept hiding. It had dark-colored skin. Therefore, it was clear it wasn't a lion. The probabilities pointed towards it being a bear, but it is unlikely for bears to show such behavior. It was when the creature came out of its sneaking spot that it became clear that it was a wolf, and not just a wolf, but the biggest wolf anyone had ever seen. It looked like a deadly beast straight out of a horror fiction. For the next couple of seconds, it followed around the dog, and the dog clearly knew that it had no chance against the mighty beast. The video ended right there, and we could not see if the wolf went away or if it ended in any other way. However, as it looked like, the dire wolf did not look like in a mood to hunt the dog or its owner filming everything nearby. About a minute long, this clip captured something that shocked everyone who saw it when it was uploaded on YouTube. Titled as "Running Bigfoot," the video made rounds for months, with everyone coming up with their own theories about the clip and the creature it featured. It starts off with a camera, whose holder appears to be shaking as he could not hold the camera steadily, and it takes a second to see the reason behind it too. There was a scary creature roaming around in the woods, which the man was trying to capture on his camera, even though the situation was quite dangerous considering the size of the creature. The man stays at a safe distance while following the creature, who apparently was rushing off to somewhere, therefore noticing no one around it. After watching the clip, there were multiple theories ranging from it being proof of Bigfoot's existence, to others saying it is a result of the unusual experiments humans have been doing on animals. We leave it up to you guys to decide which it was for this clip. Recorded in Mount St. Helens, Washington a couple of years ago, this clip recorded a creature in an absolutely remote area. At first, the men were recording the trees and the dust that just started rising out of nowhere, but then they spotted something in the back. As they zoomed in, they immediately knew the reason behind everything suspicious that had been happening in the area. There was a huge creature with a human-like walk, rushing away to somewhere. As it appeared, the creature had dark-colored skin and was the size of a human easily as well. It could be just a human with black overalls on. However, as the men zoomed in further and if we slowed it down a bit, we could see that even the face was covered in black hair or something. This leads us to only two possibilities. Either it was a Bigfoot that the men accidentally captured, or it was a man in a costume trying to prank others. This video was captured by a hiker exploring the Canadian Mount Temple, and it showcases a rather peculiar sight. In the footage, we see a dry, rocky mountain landscape with something resembling a shadowy step or presence approaching from a distance. Strangely, this mysterious entity appears to cause the sedimentary rocks on the ground to shift as it moves. As it draws nearer, the backpack lying on the ground appears to react to its presence, and then the enigmatic entity passes by the camera person before disappearing. What's intriguing is that wherever this entity traverses, it seems to lift these sedimentary rocks. I don't believe it's some kind of invisible hobbit or ghost causing this. Instead, it might be something like a small tornado, close to the ground, that's capable of lifting these tiny rocks along its path, because when it approaches the backpack, it appears as though there's a sudden burst of strong wind. A combination of a desolate road cutting through a dense forest at night can certainly set the stage for a spine-chilling encounter, and that's precisely what unfolds in this video. Here, we witness a car navigating a desolate forest road, its headlights piercing through the darkness. However, as the car makes a turn and proceeds forward, something swift darts across the road right in front of the vehicle. Upon closer examination, with slowed down and zoomed in footage, it becomes apparent that this creature bears a striking resemblance to a werewolf, displaying its characteristic physical features. It moves with remarkable speed and possesses a considerable size, vanishing from view in the blink of an eye. What makes this encounter truly hair-raising is the fact that the driver was alone on this isolated road. And as legends go, werewolves are not known for their friendliness towards humans. This video, shared by a Facebook user who goes by the name Colliamed, claims to capture footage of Bigfoot during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. In the video, we see the person behind the camera attempting to conceal themselves while recording a large, dark, and seemingly massive black figure moving in the distance. This enigmatic figure briefly appears in the frame for just a few seconds before disappearing into the woods. Some might argue that it could be a large ape or gorilla, but what sets this being apart is its walking posture. It appears to move in a more humanoid manner rather than the typical gait of a gorilla or ape. Furthermore, the sheer size and massive body frame of this creature seem to align more with the legendary description of Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this intriguing footage? At first, it appears like a normal video captured by a Ring camera in 2019. Two cats are seen sitting on the porch, and another one is sitting a little far from them. As a few seconds pass into the video, a possum appears from under the bushes, which startles the cats. One of the cats gets up trying to attack the possum like any cat would. But instead of attacking it, the cat then runs to the opposite side. As soon as it goes behind the wood pillar, a weird orb appears that moves towards the sky at a lightning-fast speed. It looks as if the cat transforms into that orb. When the video was uploaded on YouTube, many people were shocked to see what happened in the clip and tried giving a lot of explanations, but none could fit what the video showed. Personally, I find myself confused and unable to come up with any kinds of explanations for this one. It remains a mystery ever since it was recorded. Uploaded on TikTok, this clip was captured by a guy who was strolling alone in the woods at night. According to him, he sensed someone staring at him, and when he looked in the direction, he saw this. A creepy figure with glowing eyes staring right at him. The figure popped his head out of the bushes and sat there for a few seconds, until the video ended. The man recording this terrifying scene must have been scared and stopped recording and ran for his life. To some, the figure looked exactly like what a rake would look like if it was real. And this video might be proof of its existence. However, for me, it can be any animal whose eyes are glowing due to the camera's flash or something. The physique appears weird, maybe because the being was far, and the man had to zoom in to get it on the recording. While a group of friends decided to go camping in the middle of the woods, they did not know that they were about to witness something that would look like a horror movie scene to them. At night, after they all had fallen asleep, one of them woke up as he had heard a weird sound coming from outside the camp. He took his camera and went to see what it was. At first, all we see is trees, darkness, and a little bit of the camp. But as the video comes to its end, we see a large figure appearing on the screen. The clip ends right there, which means that something bad happened there. By the glimpse we got of the creature, it had whitish skin and a slender-like body, with apparently no eyes or any other human features. For me, there is a big chance it was fake with someone wearing that costume, but it could be real because you never know. This video might be just 5 seconds long, but in those 5 seconds, it might have recorded concrete proof of the existence of the infamous Bigfoot. For years, there have been talks about Bigfoot and how they resemble human beings, have hairy bodies, and are huge, but there are very few times we get to see such clips where we witness creatures that fit the definition of Bigfoots so perfectly. The creature in this clip was recorded from afar, and it can be seen wandering aimlessly in the woods, not noticing the person recording it. Seeing all these clips, I have started believing that Bigfoots are real, and the reason we don't know much about them can clearly be that the authorities are trying to hide it from us. Because how else can you explain this? Some children were playing in the woods when they started hearing weird noises coming from nearby. They all stopped playing and went to check on what exactly it was. It did not take them long to spot the reason behind the voices. It was a figure hiding behind the trees looking at them. For the first few seconds of the clip, we can't see the creature very clearly, but then the kids zoom in and we see someone popping its head out from behind the tree. The little sight we got of the thing, it appeared to have a black head. It was a huge creature with no similarity to any known animal. The kids were scared of what they just saw, and therefore they ran as fast as they could to get away from the being. Truth be told, I am not sure if the clip is real or not, because it could be just a person with a costume trying to prank the kids. This picture was taken by a man who was just trying to capture his daughter doing a handstand. But as he took the photo, he realized there was something weird about it. According to him, the figure in the back of the picture wasn't visible until later when they had gotten home. Neither he nor his daughter had any idea about who the little girl in the back was. She appeared to have a dull grayish color as the ghosts usually have in movies. Maybe someone altered the image to mess with the family, or maybe it was actually a ghost of a little girl trying to communicate with the humans. Either way, the man let the authorities know, who later searched the whole area looking for the girl, but none was ever found. To me, it could be an altered image, but considering the genuine concern of the man, I don't think he or his daughter might have done it. This clip was recorded near a small village in Brazil. One of the locals happened to capture this glowing man in the middle of a bright day. The figure, which looked clearly like a man, was walking on the ground while glowing like a light bulb. According to the locals, They had never seen anything like that before, and nor did in the future either. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing which thankfully someone could record on the camera. The clip was later uploaded on the internet, where it gained a lot of mixed opinions, ranging from it being a man with a lighted suit or something to it being an angel. I personally think it is not possible for a man to have such a suit and then cover himself like this with lights. It sounds impossible. However, it being an angel or some otherworldly being is quite impossible in itself as well. The mystery has never been solved. Recorded a couple of months ago, the people who uploaded it had been complaining about their house being haunted for quite some time. Only this time, they somehow got it on camera too. At first, the door opens out of nowhere, and then we see a strange smoke entering the house. It stays there, appearing and disappearing again and again, before becoming a rather huge ball of smoke and getting out of the house. Now, if some of you are thinking that it could be a smoke machine or something, it is quite hard to make the smoke do things like this. I mean, it will just blow away. But what we see here is different, and it is haunting. The people living in this house left as soon as they could find another one, deciding to never ever come back. And this for sure is real in my opinion, because there is no way what we see wasn't a ghost trying to terrify the people living in the house. When some people went on a hike on a rather cloudy day, they saw something that may look like it came straight out of a horror movie. A huge creature was seen walking behind the trees, trying its best to blend in with the environment and to not stand out. But the hikers were somehow able to spot it and record it on camera as well. The creature looked huge and had dark skin. Ask me, and I'd say it looked like a Bigfoot in real life. The men, however, as soon as they got back, showed the video to the authorities, asking them to go look for the monster roaming in the area. But nothing was ever found, neither the creature nor even proof of its presence there except for the video. This man saw something creepy from his backyard around 2 times, so he took his camera out and decided to have it on record in case the creature appears again. After hours and hours of waiting with the camera recording, the man finally got a glimpse of the creature on the video. However, what we saw wasn't exactly any animal or a monster, but more like a ghost or a shadowy creature passing through the trees. As it moves, it never even touches or pushes anything. It just slides right through them. What exactly was that creature? Well, I would say it could be a ghost or something, because if it was a person or animal, there is no way it can walk past the trees and bushes just like that. Working in haunted places can be terrifying, especially when you are all alone with no one to help when you get caught up in a mess. The same thing happened to this guy who had been complaining about the ghost there, but no one listened to him. In this clip, we can clearly see someone trying to pull him back aggressively and then holding him by the neck up in the air, according to the man himself as well. And we don't see anyone there as the camera covers the other side. But then, what was it? There is an explanation that it could be a prank, even though the upward movement is fast. But he might as well have ropes tied to his body and someone pull him up just to make this video. But I must say, you never know. This all could be true as well. Let's say you go on a holiday with your family to a nice place, but there you witness something that will haunt you for days and nights to come. The same thing happened to this man who was enjoying it until his camera recorded these white creatures walking on the other side of the water. They appeared out of nowhere and disappeared just like that too. The appearance made it look like they were ghosts, but yes, there can always be a fault with the camera. In this case, however, I don't believe it was a fault. It clearly looks like ghosts to me. Most Bigfoot sightings are captured with low-quality cameras from a distance, but we're in luck this time as we found a high-definition video. In this footage from a bow hunting trip in September 2023, just east of the Banff Park boundary, we get a clear view of the dense woods. Among the trees stands a tall black figure, massive and covered in what seems to be a thick black fur coat. At first, it resembles a gorilla, but as we might all know, gorillas don't just roam freely around these parts. It begins to walk away from the scene with a casual walk, and it seemed that it's reaching for something. After some moments, it turns, and we can see that it is holding a big branch in its hands. With intense anger, this figure strikes the object against a tree with such force that the echo resonates through the forest. Afterward, the creature hurls the wooden piece towards the camera before disappearing into the wilderness. Now, this creature seems intelligent. It knew it was being watched and aimed exactly for that. The first thing that comes to mind is, of course, Bigfoot, and I think it is the clearest video I have seen of it. It could, of course, be faked, someone just playing Bigfoot in a costume. At first, I was quite sure that is the case. But I don't know. The last couple of frames when we can see its face from distance really made me doubt. The face seemed to look real, not a costume. If it is really Bigfoot, this could be huge, because the ability to swing and throw with force is unique to humans. No gorilla or ape is able to do that with this force and precision, which might indicate that Bigfoot is a lot more closely related to our species than any other ape. Living in the countryside can be peaceful, but when you're near the woods, that tranquility can quickly turn into unease, especially at night. In this video, a homeowner heard eerie screeching noises outside his windows after dark. As he records through the window, he spots a skinny humanoid creature running through the distant woods. This creature had an odd bent posture and an alien-like head, resembling what's often referred to as a rake. It was a truly terrifying sight for the homeowner, and I'd certainly consider sleeping with extra protection in his place. I enjoy riding my four-wheeler through peaceful forest trails, but after watching a video, I started having second thoughts. The video, taken by a local on their four-wheeler during a forest trail ride, started off fine with beautiful woods and a clear path. However, as they went further, something huge and tall suddenly crossed their path. Startled by this unexpected creature, they swerved their four-wheeler and quickly turned back. What was that creature? When we slow down the video, we can see a massive figure that resembles Bigfoot. It had a very human-like walk and a bulky body. However, the sighting was brief, so it's hard to say for sure if it was a real Bigfoot or just someone playing a prank on the driver. A homeowner sent a video to the police, worried about a person who was repeatedly circling their house at night. In the video, we can see someone walking at a distance, but it's dark, so we can only catch a glimpse of them. This person returned a second time, walking in the same way. The homeowner called the police, but didn't go outside to confront the person. However, before the police arrived, the person had disappeared. To this day, they still don't know who that mysterious person circling their property was. It's possible this person had mental health issues or a drug problem, but there's another eerie possibility. Some believe it might not have been a human at all. Some think it could be the spirit of someone connected to the property who enjoys walking around the homeowner's land. A Reddit user named Met21 posted a video claiming to have captured a Bigfoot sighting near his backyard. In the video recorded by his security camera, we see a fence, and on the other side, there's a dense forest. Something in those woods starts moving, but it's not clear at first. It appears to be peeking out from behind a tree. Then, it gathers some courage and steps out from behind the tree, revealing a humanoid figure. This figure is quite tall and has dark fur, resembling the appearance of Bigfoot. What really bothered me about this video is how the Bigfoot just stood there, seeming to watch the house as if it was searching for someone or something inside. If I were the homeowner, I'd definitely consider putting up a solid concrete wall instead of that small metal fence. Seeing Bigfoots and other mythical creatures is already pretty unsettling, but encountering something so strange that you can't even identify it is a whole new level of fear and unease. This video comes from Australia, showing a view of some bushes at night. In front of the camera, there's a creature hiding in the tall grass. At first, it might look like a bear, but as it gets closer, its eerie and unfamiliar face becomes visible. This creature is quite large and moves on all fours. As it approaches the person recording, it appears to attempt a charge, but the camera person thinks fast and avoids it. Some might think it's a person wearing a weird Bigfoot costume to scare the camera person, but the way it moves is quite unnatural for a human. What's your take on what this creature could be? Imagine you're walking back home from your friend's place at night, and suddenly, you see a skunk charging right at you. In this video, a guy faces this exact situation. In the security camera footage, we see a guy walking on the sidewalk, and then he spots something on the side and starts running. Soon, we discover the reason for his fear. It's a big skunk. Skunks have a spray that can be really smelly and unpleasant, and in some rare cases, it could be harmful if you're allergic to certain elements. They can also carry diseases like rabies and host many parasites, which they can transfer to you with just a touch. So watching this person sprinting and avoiding that troublesome skunk was a smart move, and I hope you do the same if you found yourself in a similar situation. This video takes place in the boreal forest, where a hiker was exploring deep in the woods. The hiker notices something in the distance hiding behind some trees and decides to zoom in to get a closer look. The creature lurking behind the trees seems to be very still and has dark fur covering its face. The hiker gets a little scared and feels uneasy about this mysterious presence. When zooming in, it becomes clear that this figure has a head covered in long hair and facial features that are a mix of an ape and a human, but in a strange way. Seeing this unusual creature and realizing it's time to leave, the hiker quickly makes a run for it. It's hard to understand how the hiker remained so calm when there was an unknown entity lurking and watching them. Personally, I would have sprinted away the moment I felt like someone was watching me. Want to see how powerful and savage Bigfoot can be? In this video recorded in Africa, a group of tourists comes across the torn apart body of a wild boar. It appears as if the boar was ripped apart in the middle by something. The tourists also notice large footprints in the muddy ground. The person behind the camera compares the size of their foot to the print and finds that it's twice as big. These footprints lead up the hill and are scattered all around the area where the wild boar's body was found. What's strange is that the boar's body was left there. It wasn't eaten or taken by the supposed Bigfoot creature. It's really disturbing to think that these Bigfoots may unleash their anger and commit such brutal acts against animals without a clear reason. Thankfully, the tourist group decided not to follow these tracks, because I can't even imagine what might have happened to them if they had. After watching this video, You might consider locking your bedroom door at night when you sleep. In this footage was captured by a nanny cam. We see a lady sleeping in her darkened room. After a few seconds, the partially open bedroom door mysteriously swings fully open on its own. As it does, the lady's blanket starts moving by itself, and something falls in the room. The noise wakes the lady, and she startles, looking around to see what's happening. She gets up and goes out to investigate, and after some time returns to close the door and goes back to bed. However, as she gets back in bed, her room light suddenly turns off by itself. This startles her once more, leaving her puzzled about what's going on. She then grabs her phone to message or call someone, and that's where the video ends. Some viewers, including me, noticed a white orb hovering above her at the end of the video as she was trying to use her phone. It's possible this orb is some kind of spirit responsible for the strange occurrences. Have you ever heard of the Wendigo? It's a mythical creature with a skull-like face, originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lakes natives, as well as some First Nations. You might think we're safe from it because it's just a myth, but this video will make you wonder. In this video recorded by a hiker on a forest trail, we see the hiker walking along the trail, but then, in the distance, a very tall and hunched figure appears, slowly crossing the path. This figure strongly resembles the Wendigo, with its skinny arms and a body posture that matches the description of that mythical creature. I didn't see the horns that Wendigo is said to have, but the rest of the creature looked remarkably like it. Captured by a trail camera recently, this picture sparked a massive argument on the internet, featuring two figures, one moving forward and one in the back. It had people saying every kind of thing. The person on the left looks like they are a decently equipped hiker. The person behind them looks very much like a Native American whose legs are either missing or were moving when the picture snapped. We can argue about this all day, but in the end, no one can prove one way or another that this is the ghost of a Native American or a person in light-colored clothing moving fast to keep up with their friend. If this is the latter, the lack of hiking gear can be explained if they have a light-colored backpack in their right hand, which we'd never see, or they are making their friend do the hard work. Recorded in October 1994, this clip might be too old for some, but that does not mean the creature it had captured was any less terrifying. If we consider the fact that it was recorded back then, which means there is a lesser chance that it was edited or altered in any other way. The clip showed a giant figure walking alone in the middle of the mountains. The person recording it or the camera recording it must be at a significant distance, as we can't clearly see what the figure looked like, except for its dark skin, huge height, and human-like walk. Where exactly was the figure going? Or what exactly was it? These are some of the questions that everyone had in mind when they first saw the clip, but there was no one to answer. Even the experts found themselves perplexed over this one. For me, and truth be told, this looks like it was very real, but it could be just a human walking around as well. Most of the sightings of Bigfoot are either very deep inside the woods or in areas where it is pretty much impossible for most humans to go. But this clip features a creature which was so curious to see the humans that it wandered around the highway, stalking and following humans it spotted nearby. This family got freaked out when they saw the dark figure lurking nearby and decided to record it on the camera. But since the video did not give a clear view of the creature, I cannot say for sure if it was really a Sasquatch or just a man with a hoodie on stalking these people. Either case is just as scary. Driving along with friends at nighttime could be good for some people until they come across something or someone they had never imagined. As they were driving and recording the surroundings with a flashlight on, they saw something in the distance. Deciding to slow down and actually wait for the thing to come near or something was not a wise decision, if you ask me, because as they zoomed into it, the figure in the distance became a little clearer. It was an eerie figure with whitish skin that ran straight towards the men, freaking all of them out. When they later uploaded the clip on YouTube, everyone was quick to say that it must be the Skinwalker, because even if we think of it being a human with a suit on, a human would not look like that. For me, it was definitely a weird cryptid or something because of the way it had no eyes, mouth, or anything. And the way it was running, I think there is a very low chance that it could be a human. Just like humans have to disturb and destroy the homes of animals, there are times when these animals decide to raid human homes as well. This video was recorded by a security camera installed inside the house, and it had the homeowners shocked to see what was happening in their house while all of them were sound asleep. The bear came inside the house through the front door and went straight into the kitchen. It opened the fridge and examined it for a few minutes before moving on to the shelves, drawers, and other things. Unfortunately, it did not find any kind of food that it could be interested in, and therefore, according to the owners, the bear had already left when they woke up the next morning, and that's when they realized they had left the front door open by mistake. Recorded not in the woods or any remote area, this clip was captured by two teenage boys right in the middle of the town they lived in. According to them, they had been seeing the creature before too, but it was not this close to where they lived. However, this time, the creature crawled up to the town and was sitting in the dark when the boys saw it. Determined to capture it on camera this time, they turned the flash of the camera on, and we could see the weird crawled up creature sitting under the block. It started making creepy noises too. But why exactly were the boys not scared of it? I mean, if it were me or any other human being, they would have been freaked out by the sight and by being so close to the creepy creature. And if we consider this, I would say that there is a chance that the video is fake and perhaps edited. For those of you thinking of oceans as peaceful natural places and where you can just enjoy the sound of the waves like you do on the beaches, this is not how they are. Oceans can be very scary at times, and this clip will just give you a glimpse into that. Recorded by a man who was kayaking peacefully in the ocean when he heard splashing sounds coming from his left side, and it did not take him long to realize that something was right under him, and he could be in grave danger at that time. However, the creature or whatever it was under the water went from his left to the right, splashing water in a terrifying manner before disappearing completely. Now, if I did not know that manatees are the ones who show this kind of behavior usually, I would have been freaked out too, and by the looks of it, it looked like the notorious manatees in action for sure. Recorded and uploaded in 2014 by a mother who could not believe her eyes when she saw what her security camera had recorded. When her little son was out in the street playing with his bike right in front of their home, a dog saw him and came running to him. At first, they thought the dog might just be trying to play with him. But then in a second, the dog bit him and was about to drag him onto the road when the cat attacked the dog. It's usually unlikely for cats to jump into action like that and kick the heck out of the dog, forcing it to run away whimpering. But this cat did not want to compromise on its human friend's life. The cat even followed the dog to make sure it wasn't coming back. The woman who came rushing to get her son said she was very grateful to the kitty and still thinks that it was an angel who came as the cat to help her kid. These men kept hearing weird noises coming from their backyard. Curious, they knew they had to go check what was there. At first, we don't see anything because of it being dark. All that we could see was the laundry they had put to dry out and nothing else. But then one of the men turns the light on and a creature crouching on the ground comes into view. The creature looked like it was looking straight at the man for a few seconds before it hurried back into the darkness. The video is of poor quality, so we cannot make out clearly what the creature looked like. But it was small, had a weird-shaped head, and was fast. According to the men, they immediately reported it to the authorities. But nothing like that was ever seen again. Ask me, and truth be told, it looked like it was really a cryptid. Maybe some kind of animal suffering from a disease. What do you guys think? It is not always cryptids or Bigfoots that roam around in the wild, terrifying the whole world. Sometimes it is birds or animals too, so unusual that they make it hard for us to believe our eyes, even if we might be standing right in front of them. Take this clip for instance. This man spotted a huge bird-like creature right in the middle of the woods. It had a long beak, brownish feathers, and was standing on its legs, walking around. The bird looked at the man for a few seconds before moving forward towards wherever it was headed. For me, it was unlike any kind of bird I had ever seen before, and can easily be a new species wanting to be discovered and studied. This 6-second long clip had everyone terrified when it was first uploaded on Facebook by the owner of the camera. He just wanted to share it with his friends and family to see what others think of the strange clip his camera had just recorded. According to him, everyone was asleep, and the clip was recorded late at night. So there was no way it was someone living in the house. But then, who was the figure descending the stairs and then disappearing behind the wall? Was it a ghost? Was his house haunted? These were the questions he had in his mind. And unfortunately, no one was ever able to give an answer to these. For me, it could be a camera glitch, because some cameras tend to do that when they get faulty. But that would mean it was some intruder in the house. And that is a scary thing in itself. Humans are curious creatures by nature, but there are times when their curiosities lead them into very terrifying situations. For instance, some guys had heard about a cave in a mountain which was famous for being a home of a scary creature, so they decided to go check it by themselves. What they did not know was that whatever they had heard about it was actually true. As they went into the cave late at night, they soon spotted a scary being with glowing eyes hiding behind the stones, looking straight towards them. The second they had their eyes on it, the boys ran for their life. But what exactly was that creature? Was it an alien? Or was it something else? The cave being in a remote area. I don't think anyone would try to go there to prank these guys, unless it were the boys making a fake video themselves. This is a really old footage from a group that was traveling in the Himalaya mountains. The group was filming their trip to have memories for later on, and we can see them filming themselves as they are traversing the mountain range and camping. However, as they were climbing higher and higher, they had a strange encounter no one expected. As they were moving through a covered part of the mountain, they noticed something way ahead in the snowfield. A large, hairy creature making its way through the thick snow. They said that compared to how they were moving through all that snow, the creature was moving a lot faster, making it seem rather easy, as if it was accustomed to such harsh environments. Experts who reviewed the footage estimated the creature to have been around 6.7 to 9 feet tall, But moreover, it could have also been extremely hard to fake a costume that large, moving with that ease in the snow, all the way in the Himalayan mountains. So what do you think? Is this one of the best footage of the Bigfoot? Take a look at this footage from a man who decided to take his dog for a run in the forest. In the video, we can hear the dog barking at whatever was hiding in the grass. But a few seconds after the dog started barking, the creature leaps from the ground, ready to attack. It lunges at the dog, and right when they are side by side, we can see the true scale of the creature. It seems to be a wolf, but it is incredibly large, larger than any wolf I have personally seen. It was at least 2 times the size of the dog, which also seemed to be big enough itself as well. By how natural the creature moved and the way the dog reacted to it, make it seem very unlikely to be faked. And I know wolves can get pretty big, but this seems unexpectedly large, especially compared to that big dog. Dire wolves were considered to have lived thousands of years ago in North America, but were thought to have gone extinct. Does this prove otherwise? Is that a dire wolf? This is a really short footage caught by some people who were in a ski resort in the mountains of Spain. During a blizzard, they spotted this strange creature moving in the snow, and although it is a really short clip, we can make up the figure of a tall, full of white hair creature. It seems to be bipedal, as we can see it taking a step. But this was not the only sighting these people caught of the creature during their trip, and they managed to encounter it when they had no blizzard outside, and this time they took some pictures of it. It really does seem to resemble some relative of Bigfoot, perhaps a Yeti making its way through the mountains. The people who took these photos reported it to the resort, and an investigation began, but they did not find anything afterwards. So was that a Yeti who understood it stood way too long in sight? Or was this a hoax? What do you think? This is the footage from the body cam of a police officer in a raid on a supposed house full of drugs. But what they are about to find is a lot more terrifying. As the policemen proceed to enter the building, we can see the front door continuing to slam really hard. One policeman enters, but the door keeps on slamming. They look up and down at the door to try to understand what is causing this, but cannot see anything. It seems like a normal looking door. After all the policemen enter the already haunted looking house, and looking again at the door which keeps on slamming, they quickly decide that they need to get out of there. And as they get out, we can hear something breaking behind them, which terrifies them even more and makes them start running. So what was that? Why was the door slamming again and again? What was causing that? Is there something sinister going on? Or just some stage trick? This trail cam footage might have caught one of the most interesting sightings in a while. Although blurry and we can see it just for a few seconds, we can make up the figure of a creature thought to be long gone, the Tasmanian tiger. The Tasmanian tiger was a native Australian animal, but because of the climate change, they slowly died out, being declared extinct in 1936. But having seen the way they look, when you are looking at this trail cam footage, does it not look surprisingly close to them? So did this trail camera catch on a video a Tasmanian tiger? Does this mean they are not extinct and there are still other Tasmanian tigers out there? What do you think? This footage was caught in Brazil and it has a bizarre encounter on it. A strange figure is seen moving behind a table in the tall grass. It seems to be full of hair, with long ears, but with an overall face resembling a dog. It seems to be looking straight at the camera for a few seconds, after which it quickly runs away, but the way it begins running seems more of a man rather than a wolf. So what are we looking at? Is this some kind of a dogman? Or is it someone in a costume trying to play a prank? What do you think? Look at what these fishermen caught while out at sea. It looks like a fish, but it seems to have arms with claws on their end. Personally, I have never seen this combination in a creature. Should it be a fish or a crab? It does look very bizarre. If anyone knows what this is, then please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what we are looking at. And although I know there are really strange creatures in the depths of the ocean, I have never seen this. What we are looking at is a device that was inserted in some sewer pipes to check whether there is some blockage along the way. But as the device was making its way along the pipes, it found something strange. In the muddy water, a hand is seen reaching out to the camera as it passes along. It can seem really creepy to see this in a sewer pipe, and many people were startled by what they saw. But having looked at it for a few times, I think that what we are seeing is just a frog that was startled by the device moving towards it. But what do you think? Was that a frog or something else? Somewhere in Sweden, there is a forest full of creepy clown dolls. They hang from the branches of trees, their painted faces staring down at passersby. Not far away, an old tent stands abandoned. The sight is so unsettling that few people dare to venture into the forest. Locals believe that the forest is haunted. They say that witchcraft was once practiced there, and that the dolls are the remnants of dark rituals. But it is also possible that the dolls are simply the work of pranksters, taking their Halloween decorations to a new level. Whatever the truth may be, the forest of clown dolls remains a mysterious and unsettling place. Those who enter do so at their own risk. Recorded a couple of years ago, this clip still terrifies anyone who watches it. It shows a boy standing in front of the door, looking at someone on the other side of it. Moments pass, and the guy puts his hand on the door's glass, and the person on the other side does the same. But when the guy opens the door and takes the camera with him, we see that there is no one on the other side of the door at all. The child, or whoever it was there, had completely disappeared in thin air. According to the man, his house was haunted, and this wasn't the first time he had seen something like this. And personally, I am starting to believe the guy too. Imagine you are going on a drive with your family, enjoying the sunset and the weather, when suddenly you see something you had never expected to be there. Well, this is exactly what happened to this family while recording the beautiful scene, when suddenly a weird thing happened. A creature which was hiding in the bushes popped its head up and then started running. It was a small being with dark skin, covered with hair as it seemed, and was sprinting along the spot, as if it was trying to hide from the incoming humans. The area did not have many trees, but just grass around it, so it was hard for the creature to stay hidden, and maybe this is why it tried running away. The children in the car sounded quite surprised.
What was that?
To me, it looked like a small animal, which we could not get a clear view of, but there's that fact that animals don't run like that. The mystery of this creature still remains, as no one ever spotted it again. Trail cameras can sometimes give us a view of the deep, dark world we could never see otherwise. And it isn't some animals being unusual. Sometimes trail cams capture things like this too. This picture was taken by the camera one night a couple of months ago. The motion-detected camera, as soon as it sensed something nearby, got activated and caught this thing trying to walk past it. The creature looked rather short, with two glowing eyes due to the flash of the camera, and it had a body covered completely with hair. As soon as the man shared the picture on Facebook, with intentions of getting to know what others think, it received hundreds of different theories. To some, it was a cryptid, while to others, it was an unknown creature which had somehow still survived in the wild without getting noticed by the humans. To be honest, it does look like a cryptid to me too, but with no other evidence, it is hard to come to a proper conclusion. When some friends went up the snowy mountains on an adventure, they had no idea what they were about to see there. As they were busy skiing around, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A lone figure was walking a few miles away from them, in the middle of the mountain. Comparing its size with the surroundings, it looks quite huge, and the fact it was alone and walking in the deep snow, like no big deal, made the friends curious as to what it was. Resembling a human but looking like an animal, the creature perfectly fits the definition of a Bigfoot. But was it really? The video was later given to the authorities, who tried their best to check the whole area but failed to find any clue of the creature. It was a remote area, so the chances of a person being there were pretty low too. According to me, it could be a potentially dangerous predator which luckily did not notice the humans and went on its own. And the clip looks quite real to me. This short clip was uploaded on Facebook a couple of years ago by a man claiming that he had just seen the Bigfoot with his own eyes and had successfully captured it on camera as well. The clip is of low quality and blurry, but one thing that we can see clearly is the giant figure that appears to be walking straight towards the man at first, but then decides to turn the other way and leave. If we look at it more carefully, the creature resembles a Bigfoot in most manners, and there is no doubt about that. And then we have some animals staring at the creature in horror too. However, ask me, and I would say consider the fact that the deadliest predator, which is famous for devouring anything in front of it, and being the strongest walking up to you. There is no way a person can just stay there and keep recording, so there is a big chance that it was a person with a costume on or something. There is a video which was recorded in March 2023 by some people who heard something in their backyard and decided to go check what it was. To their surprise, they saw nothing except two glowing eyes a little far from them. Due to the darkness, it was not clear what animal or creature was there with its glowing like two sharp flashlights. However, the man recording the clip thought it must be a cat and meowed at it. It had little to no effect on the creature, who just kept looking here and there as if trying to figure out a way to get out of the place. According to me, even if the eyes belonged to an animal, it must be a big black panther because the creature looked quite large. There are hundreds of ancient stories and myths on the existence of Greek giants and how they roamed the mountains hundreds of years ago. However, there are times when we get to witness such creatures belonging solely to the stories, in real life too. There is this video recorded somewhere in Canada where some guys who were off to somewhere when one of them noticed something unusual on the top of the mountain in front of them. As they zoomed into the spot, a figure appeared, a tall figure standing at the top of the snow-covered mountain. Shocked, they pulled over to get a more stable and clearer view of the figure, which appeared to be either not moving at all or moving at a very slow speed. For me, it could be something a person put there to scare and prank people, because we could have considered it for being a giant if it had moved a little. Imagine going camping with your friends to get a break from your daily life, but witnessing the real horrors of nature right there. Something similar happened to the guys in this clip who just had an intention of spending some nights away from city life and close to nature. However, the first night they came across a creepy stalker with two glowing eyes who kept staring at them for minutes straight, slowly advancing towards them, as if getting ready to attack as soon as it could. The men at first thought it to be just some wild animal and recorded it for a few minutes, until they realized the danger they were in. So, they stopped recording and took refuge in their cars until the creature was gone. What exactly was that thing? No one could tell. As for me, it could be an intrigued hyena, wild dog, or any animal, but at the same time, it could easily be an unknown deadly creature lurking in the deep dark woods. The uploader of this clip claims to have captured a real cryptid on camera. According to him, he was hiking on his usual path, recording the area as he moved forward, and he did not notice anything until he came back home and started looking at the footage he had recorded. That's when he noticed this notorious little cryptid, which appeared for just a second before disappearing behind the stones again. The cryptid was so small that if we tried to zoom in, we don't get a clear picture of what it looked like. The only thing we can see is that it had a human-like figure and a grayish-colored skin. The video caused a lot of controversy on the internet, with people saying that the authorities are trying to hide things from them. However, truth be told, it is hard to tell if the video is real, as it is so blurry, and the thing only appears for a second. It can easily be someone playing pranks on us. The internet is full of thousands of Bigfoot sightings, but one as clear as this one is quite rare to find. Recorded by a man who was out there trying to record the beauty of nature and ended up encountering this beast instead. It shows a huge creature coming out of a bush and walking at a fast pace to dive into another one nearby. It looked like it was trying to hide from the human recording it. The 7-second video was claimed to be the ultimate evidence of Bigfoot's existence, but ask me and it looked clearly like a man with a costume on trying to trick us all. This 3-minute long video was uploaded by a hunter who said he had recorded the weirdest thing he had ever seen in his life. As he was busy doing his business in the woods, he heard some weird noises coming from nearby. Intrigued, he went there to investigate what was causing it, but ended up seeing something he had never expected. A weird, huge figure came out of a den, stood in the dense forest for a while, sat down, looked here and there before going away to somewhere. The man recorded it all at a safe distance while hiding behind a tree, and that is why the creature did not notice him. And since the video was made from afar, and we did not get a clear look at the being, it's hard to tell what it could be. For me, it could be a real clip, or just a man trying to live alone in the woods, and I guess we will never know. This clip is of rather low quality, but what it shows is enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who sees it. Now, cryptids are animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but whose present existence is disputed or unsubstantiated by science. And what these women recorded on their camera might be the exact cryptid this definition talks about. At first, the women thought they were motorcycles or something. But as the weird being kept appearing on the camera again and again, they were sure there were no motorcycles, but something very creepy going on. And considering the fact that the creature appears in different spots again and again, it looks like there might be more than one of them. To be honest, I myself have no idea if the video is real or not. And if it is it really some cryptids? Or some kind of smoke, maybe? Nature can be pretty cruel at times, and sharks are the best epitome of that. But these stingrays have come up with unique ways to keep themselves safe when a shark attacks. Take this clip, for instance. When the ray had no other option, it decided to beach itself to get a few moments of relief so that the shark could go away. After it was sure that the shark won't be around anymore, it went back into the water. However, unfortunately, the deadly creature was just waiting for this to happen and started following the ray again, The video ends right there, so all we could do is hope that the ray would have survived. This next clip had everyone in shock when it was first uploaded on the internet. Everyone had different theories as to what the being was. According to the man who recorded it, he stumbled upon this weird being lying dead on the ground while he was on his usual walk in the morning. However, by the looks of it, the creature must have been there for days, as the body had started to decompose. To some, it looked like a dead alien. To others, a doll used in witchcraft. And to many, it looked like a fetus of an animal, which unfortunately ended up there somehow. But no logical explanation was ever given, and hence the mystery remained forever. Recorded and uploaded a couple of years ago, this video claimed to have captured a terrifying creature mostly invisible to the naked eye. As the video starts, we see a smoke-like thing appear on the right side, and then it moves around quite aggressively before trying to attack the person recording it, which leads to them running away. According to them, it was either a ghost or a much more terrifying creature which no one can see clearly. Ask me, and it looks like someone edited the video and did a really good job. But that's just what I think. It could be a real video too. I mean, you never know. The video was recorded by a security camera installed to look over the chicken coop and other animals. It is all peaceful at first, with chickens feeding and wandering in the grass. Moments pass, and we see an eagle attack one of the chickens. For a moment, the chicken narrowly missed the sharp claws, but it was caught in the next second. The eagle must have had the intention of flying away with the chicken, and thus was trying to get a proper grip before it could fly away. What the eagle did not know was that there was a goat nearby ready to do anything to save its friend's life. The goat came at the very right moment and hit the eagle as long as it did not leave the chicken and flew for its life. This video was uploaded on TikTok and reposted thousands of times by the viewers. The uploader of the original clip claimed to capture the infamous rake in the middle of the deep, dark forest. The video unfolds with a man recording randomly in the woods. It appears to be very late at night. There is nothing suspicious that appears in the clip for the first few seconds. But then, right behind the tree, we see a weird creature with its eyes glowing, staring directly at the man. As soon as the man saw it, he ran for his life, a reaction which most of us can completely understand. Even though we only get a glimpse of the creature, it looked pretty scary, but according to me, it could even be an owl or some other animal. A short clip was recorded late at night when some people were driving back home. Unnoticed by most of them, a figure sat beside the road, which did not look terrifying at first. But as the car moved forward, we saw that it was actually a woman with long hair and white glowing skin that was sitting there. The owners of the camera noticed it later and were shocked to see what they had just passed by. As it was uploaded on the internet, it received hundreds of mixed comments, from people saying it was a witch to others saying it could be the famous skinwalker. But for me, the witch theory seems more logical and possible too. If you want to see more strange footage, then watch this. Thank you for watching.